Let's get deep. I'm going deep. Chad and JT.
What up, Stoke Nation? How you guys feeling today? This is Chad Kroger coming in with my compadre, JT. What up, dude?
Stokers, how you living?
Stoke Nation. How you doing?
I'm good, dude. I'm rock solid. I'm just hanging in there in this bad weather.
Yeah.
Torrential downpour.
Yeah, I think, but I looked at the weather report, and this is the storm before the sun.
Oh, perfect.
So I think next week is bronzing in full effect.
Yeah, I just want the rain to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Never on board with rain. People are like, oh, it's nice for the rains here. I'm like, no, it's not. It's like the earth is saying, nah. I need the weather to cooperate. I need the weather to reflect my attitude, which is sunny. And if it's not, I'm in bed with a blanket on, pondering my existence. I get existential.
The sun relieves us of the bondage of our human frailty.
Yeah, like Superman was really onto something when he was like, no, I get my power from the sun. I'm like, dude, I think I do too. I've always been interested in the boning. I don't know if this has been covered in something else, but him boning Lois, like, if he was just like, she was like, wow, you were amazing. He's like, yeah, that was like a millionth of my speed. Superman's
so asexual. He's like not even into fucking.
Yeah. She's like, can you fuck me, please? He's like, no, it's just like, it's steel hard. It's not good.
I just thought about the Incredible Hulk fucking Lois, and I got half a chub.
Yeah. Dude, that guy is
just tear it up.
I think if I were to compare any superhero in the sack, you to one, it'd be probably the whole. I've never seen you at work, but I think you would match up with the Hulk.
Thanks, dog.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you stretch before?
I do dynamic stretching.
That's nice.
My policy when it comes to boning is the same that Gandhi had towards enlightenment. Be the change you want in other people.
Nice.
First up, self-driving cars are like supposed to be the wave of the future. You know, automation. It's supposedly going to take out 13 million jobs for truck drivers and cab drivers and whatnot.
The bots.
They're off to a rough start because in Arizona a couple nights ago, a self-driving car, which had a driver in it, but he was just letting the car self-drive at the time to test it out, killed somebody.
Yeah, I heard about this. This bums me out because a lot of people are against the self-driving cars thing, but I'm kind of for it. A lot of people are against it, and I'm like, I don't really get it, you know? Like, I get, like, of course I'd want to still race a car, but, like, in everyday stuff, I want to take that burden off.
And then you could bone on the way home while the car takes you home.
Yes. Although, I do like the build-up, but it would be fun to just be, like, on the freeway just plowing. Dude, when I have the ability, I'm for sure getting a spinning bed, like Austin Powers.
Right.
Because I just want to bone doing 360s.
That would be dope.
Yeah.
Dude, what do you think about Jen Aniston and Justin Theroux's divorce?
You know, I'm never one to rejoice at a romance being destroyed, but I've always longed to create a flame with Jennifer Aniston, so I think now's my chance. So I'd say it's a combination of stoked and bummed. I'm like stumped.
Alternatively, I've always dreamed of like hitting the bars with Theroux. And so while
sure.
I'm sad that he's going through this heartbreak, I'm pretty psyched at the opportunity to maybe go grab some margs with him.
Yeah.
And just see what's out there.
And also in Charlie's Angels too, like he was beyond jacked, so he could give some like fire tips on like how to like really enhance your physical fitness.
Yeah, he said he got that just from doing the ab roller. And
No
I'm
way.
like, yeah, plus about 9,000 other compound exercises.
It's so annoying when people are like, dude, how'd Brad Pitt get in such good shape? How'd like Hugh Jackman? They're like, I just did pull-ups.
Yeah.
And you're like, pull-ups and steroids, you fucking liar.
Yeah, I think they all do roids.
Yeah, they have to.
Dude, Jake Gyllenhaal in Prince of Persia
Yeah.
came in like 235 looking like Bill Romanowski.
Yeah.
I was like, Jake, like, you're a drama kid. What the
Yeah.
hell happened to your deltoids? And he was supposed to be from Persia.
And he's like, oh, I don't know. I just did push-ups. And you're like, you're a fucking liar, Jake.
Yeah.
Give me your workout plan now.
Yeah, give me your wellness doctor that's shooting you in the butt with tests.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got monstrous.
And then there's like
but not Persian.
they're like, here's what Ryan Reynolds did for Blade Trinity. He ate 6 meals a day that were like chicken breast, avocado, and that's it.
Yeah, well, also, dude, he got accused of getting ab implants for
Oh, he
Blade
did?
Trinity. Yeah, that was like the big rumor. Like, I guess Muscle and Fitness wasn't going to put him in the magazine because they had heard that his abs were artificial, and they're like, we can't have you like destroy our integrity with your fake abs.
I did not hear that. I know
Yeah.
he got a chin implant. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, because I've seen before and after photos from Van Wilder to now, and there's a discernible difference.
Yeah, I think it took away from his comedic abilities.
For sure.
He's too just like,
Studley now.
yeah, too much of like a butt chin.
Did you hear about Joe Biden and Donald Trump?
No, what happened?
Oh, dude, this is fire. You're going to fucking love this. Joe Biden, basically, who's 74 years old but virile as fuck, was doing an interview, and he's like, I'm a pretty good athlete. Played sports a long time. And Donald Trump reminds me of one of the fat, ugly SOBs that would be on your football team. They needed to take out behind the gym and beat the crap out of.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, and I'm just the guy to do it. And basically came out and was like, yeah, I'll beat Donald's ass. And then Trump fired back in typical Trump fashion on Twitter and was like, Crybaby Joe says he could take me in a fight, even though he's like a total pansy and goes down easily. The truth is, I'd lay him out and he'd go down crying.
He actually said that?
Yeah, not exactly that, but like it's not. His was actually better than what I said. Like it was more succinct, but yeah, he just said straight up, "I'll fuck him up."
Dude, can you imagine him during like they're like on Air Force One? They're like, all right, the terrorists, we're moving in on the terrorists. He's like, hold on, I need to send this tweet. He's like, Joe Biden is a full-on bitch. All right, what are we doing? Move in, SEALs. Yeah, I feel like Trump's the kind of dude that would like just keep coming back. Where you're just like, dude, I thought you were dead, and he's like, fuck you, dude, I'm just coming back.
Yeah, he's like, you think I'm done, dog?
Yeah. He's just all bloody and like his face is all fucked up, and then he's just like, come at me, Joe. He's like, you fucking lost, dude. He's like, dude, I beat your ass. He's like, fucking bitch.
Yeah, that is true. Like
he does beating his ass.
He does seem to like decide what the outcome of a situation is regardless of how it actually happens.
Yeah.
So he would be the one who was like, nah, I won that fight. And everyone's like, dude, you got knocked out. He's like, nah, I kicked his ass.
Yeah, like no matter what happens, he's like, I fucking won.
Like Puzio. Who would you pick in a fight, you think, between Biden and Trump?
I'd pick Melania.
I think, dude, I really think it's a toss-up. Like, I do think Joe's pretty tenacious, but at the same time, Trump is like pretty big. I really don't know who would win. I would want Joe to win.
I think Trump would get dirty. Take out a chair.
Oh, like WWF dirty?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's happened before.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
So
There's a track record.
I think Joe would, just be like, he'd be like, this is fists only, be a man. And he's like, all right, I'll be a man. And he just takes out a chair and hits him across the face with it.
I'd be really curious. I hope they fight.
That'd be awesome.
Like, I'm always like, I get kind of like upset sometimes because I'm like, with the way politics are right now, I'm like, man, there's like no decency. I was like, we should at least pretend to be like classy.
Yeah.
But then when the prospect of Biden fighting Trump came across my computer screen, I was like, please God, let this happen. Like, I know to the rest of the world, they'd be like, Jesus Christ. I'm like, yeah, but you're watching.
Yeah.
You want to watch this shit, don't you?
You love it.
Yeah, we're all curious.
It's like the Pussycat Dolls. You love their songs.
Yeah, exactly.
You love their songs.
I don't think anyone can deny that we want to see that fight. Did you hear about Owen Wilson?
No.
He was smoking a cigarette with a hot blonde at a hotel, and it set off the alarms, and they had to clear out the whole hotel.
Fucking beast.
Yeah.
That's what having flow does. I think that I know a lot of people view that as a negative, but Owen, I just want you to know that is awesome because you're letting it, like people be like, why do we have to evacuate? Oh, I was smoking a cig with this hot babe, and then she's like, hey, what's up? And you're just like, what up?
Respect to you for living an enviable life. All these secret smokers too. I mean, I don't know if it's a secret, but like, I find it interesting that people still smoke. Yeah,
me too. I tried to get into it. Like, I dipped once in high school, but I yacked everywhere. I was like a freshman, and that just like in my mind, I was like, all right, I'm not down.
I only ever smoked with like upperclassmen or like bosses.
Yeah.
Like if I had like a cool boss who wanted to get in with you, like I'm gonna go smoke a cig. I was like, I'll join you, and then I would cough during it, and they would just
Yeah.
laugh at me. I made it very clear I was just doing it to engender some intimacy.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, dude. Who's your legend of the week?
My legend of the week, so since we're in spring break time, I thought I'd shout out, it's actually a crew, because this was like probably one of the most epic spring breaks of my life. So my legend of the week is the Top Gun Cabo crew. Where I went to school, all the houses were named different things, like my house was called Cream Pie. Yeah, so this house was called Top Gun, but I was boys with the Top Gun crew. And they're like, my boy Mikey, he's like, dude, you're coming with me to my place in Cabo for spring break. I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. So we went, and it was like Miller, Alex, Mikey, Scott, and then a bunch of chicks. 3 Palms girls. Stephanie, Katie, Janelle. I forget the rest. But anyways, so we're at Mikey's in Cabo, in San Juan del Cabo, San Jose del Cabo. I forget. We were all staying there, and it was just like 4 raucous days of just, if that's the right word, like the bonding that went on was like truly epic. And I think I'd just like to point out one of the most tremendous times of that trip, the end of the 3rd day. So the night before, we went out, and I drank a whole pitcher of AMF, Adios Motherfucker. It's like a Mexican delicacy. It's just like a bunch of booze and blue stuff. Drank that, and then like the next day, like there's so much sugar that I was so hungover, I like could not move. And I looked over, and I was like sharing a room with Alex. I look over, and he's on the other side, and I look at him, and like his face was just like, there's so much hurt going on in his body. He just couldn't even move his mouth. He was just shaking his head. And I was like, I can't move. And he's like, I can't either. And we laid there for like 5 hours. Everyone started raging, and they're like, can you guys move? I'm like, I can't move. Leave me alone. And I'd like throw up, but I couldn't even throw up. It was like I was crippled. And eventually Alex, he regained his composure, and he went out and partied, and he's like, dude, you can do it. Like, you can do it. And I knew this is one of the most defining moments of my life. I'm like, am I going to be a boner who doesn't finish this Cabo trip strong? Or am I going to be a dude who comes back from the most vicious hangover of all time to win a grand slam in raging on spring break and complete this bronze? So I'm laying there. Miller comes in, and I think the rest of the dudes were calling me a bitch pretty much. They're like, dude, you can't hang. And I'm like, I'm trying, dudes. And Miller came in, and he's like, dude, I feel for you. Let's get you a chocolate con vodka. I'm like, what's that? He's like, it's chocolate with vodka, a milkshake. He got me the chocolate con vodka, and I like looked at it for like an hour, and then I chugged it, and like all the hangover washed away, and I completed the trip strong. Yeah, it's just a true tale of perseverance, and just like, finding, I think I just have so much gratitude towards Miller for the amount of empathy he had, because he could, as instead of seeing me as a dude who couldn't hang, he saw that I was just a wounded soldier, and he put that morphine in me to bring me back to life and to kill the fucking Germans. You know what I mean? And then, there's just so much dancing going on, and it just was a true life changer. So thank you so much, Top Gun Cabo crew, for being legends and just like creating the most epic trip of all time.
That's incredible. My legend of the week is a good friend of ours, Joe Marisi.
Joe?
Joe's
my favorite. What up, Joe?
I feel like Joe is everybody's favorite. He's just a super solid, funny guy. He's like big brother to us all. He appears frequently in our Instagram stories. He does a food review Instagram series called Joe Eats. I recommend that everybody check it out. He's a great guy to hang with. As Strider likes to say, he forces nothing. Mm-hmm. Like everything that comes out of his mouth is as much energy and words as necessary to get his point across. Mm-hmm. Like he's never verbose. He just says exactly what needs to be said. Like last night, he was like, hey, have you guys been at Taco Bell? He's from Chicago. He's like, Taco Bell? Hard tacos. pretty good. That's all he said, and I was like, yeah, he's absolutely right.
Yeah.
And then, he could be the legend of the week every week, but this week is special because one of our best buddies, Kevin, lost his dad to sudden illness. He passed away, and our heart goes out to Kevin. Love you, buddy. In the face of that, you learn a lot about people, and Joe stepped up admirably and quietly. He called me to let me know about Kevin's dad and told me that I should reach out to Kevin, and he told me he was going to tell other people as well. And he said, yeah, because that's what I'm supposed to do. I'm one of his best friends. And I was like,
Good guy.
damn, he stepped up in a moment of need for his friend, took care of a lot of the steps that need to be taken care of after something like that happens. He's driving Kevin's girlfriend to the airport on Friday. Been instrumental in letting people in our town know about what happened and how they should handle it. And he does it all with zero expectation of notice.
Mm-hmm.
He just does it because that's how he was raised and that's what he thinks is the right thing to do. So, yeah, Joe, you're a legend. I look up to you, dog, and appreciate having you in my life. And beyond that, Kevin, we love you, buddy, and sorry again for your loss.
Yeah, much love to Kevin. And just hearing you talk about Joe like that made me want to be a better person. You know what I mean?
I think that is one of the reasons I love to hang out with Joe so much is like you can tell when you're with him that he has a code.
Yeah.
Like there's some people when you're around them, I think my brother's a lot like this. You're like, oh, this person has like a code of ethics that they've kind of come to instinctively, but that they're unshakable in as well.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
Who's your babe of the week?
My babe of the week is Jessie Andrews, who's like a full-on Renaissance woman. She's at the ripe age of like 26 or something, 25.
I think she's younger than that.
Let me Google it.
If we're thinking about the same Jessie Andrews.
We are.
The one that Manuel Ferrara pounded in that porn video I like so much?
Yeah, she's 26. She's 26, and she's like a true Renaissance woman because she started out in the porn industry. Much respect to that, and yeah, like JT said, I don't watch porn anymore. We both don't, but when I did, I was just always in awe of her passion. She gave so much more passion than like most actresses I've seen. So, just really stoked on her for that. Just like you could tell that she works hard. And then as she became a DJ, and I didn't listen to any of her songs, but the fact that she can spin the wax, that just like it makes you know that she's a party starter. And I think as of late she started this clothing company. I don't know how you pronounce it, Bagatiba or something, but I think it's mostly women's stuff. They make like fire bikinis and like jewelry or whatever, and just like she models them and looks super hot. She's just such a mega babe, and just like she's really grown into like a mature woman, and just like I'm so in awe of her business savvy. So, and just beyond that, she's just like such a babe. Like Jessie, if you're listening or if you ever come across this, like I'd love to go play laser tag with you or go get some pokey, because I just think you're like the biggest babe of all time, and I just want to honor you for being like a true Renaissance woman. Like you'll probably next from here you'll probably create like an app or something, just something to kill her. Who's your babe?
My babe of the week is Jen from Future Focused. Future Focused was a tutoring center where I grew up, as you know. I got thrown out of high school, and I had to go to another high school that my dad was on the board of because I couldn't get into any of the other private schools in Orange County. And my parents brought me to Future Focused because they statistically raised your GPA on average by like 32%. That didn't end up happening with me. They actually removed me from the math on that because they thought I was going to bring it down, and their reasoning was that I didn't actually do what they told me to do. But the thing about Jen was but she was one of those people who could see through my bullshit right away. Like I remember I got on roids, and I came into their office, and I was working with another tutor there, and I just stopped in to say hello to her, and she was like, JT, you're on steroids. And I was like, what? Jen, no, I'm not. And she's like, I can tell. You're like on steroids. Like your arms look huge. Your face is like a little bit puffier. I know you've been thinking about doing steroids. I don't even think I ever confessed to her that I was thinking about it. She just knew that I had like a desire to be jacked. And I was like, and I couldn't lie to her. She just saw right through me right away. She's like, you're on steroids. You need to stop. And I was like, damn. And then like sometimes I'd just be having issues and I wouldn't even have to come clean about them. She would just already know. She was so intuitive and I was so angsty. So I needed someone who could cut through my BS and just tell me what I was feeling. And on top of it, she was beautiful. She was always just a very, very pretty lady, surfer, tall, and just generous spirit. And then years later, when I finally got my act together, I asked her for a college advisor to help me do my applications. And she came through in the clutch and gave me a super solid lady who helped me with all my applications and stuff. And I ended up getting into college. And Jen was just a total legend. I think she's still running Future Focused in Orange County, helping kids improve their GPA and getting kids into college. And then helping the really wayward kids understand their feelings and why they're behaving the way they are. And on top of that, she always let me DJ Future Focused. I'd come in with fire mixes that had just like touches from the old school contemporary top 40 and then just some personal faves, and she'd let me spin it nonstop and kind of set the tempo. But thanks for all that, Jen. And to Annie at Future Focused, who was also a babe and also super focused on helping kids. She wasn't my primary tutor the way Jen was, but she helped me a lot, and they were a dynamite duo. So mass respect to you guys for helping us. Who's your beef of the week?
My beef of the week is with Fruit of the Loom. So I went to Target recently because I had to get new underwear. I really like boxer briefs, you know, where they like go down like probably like 3/4 of your thigh, you know, just kind of looser, not too snug, and just like cool, you know. And I looked at the package and like honestly, it looked like, from what I saw, it looked like those were the kinds that I was buying. So I bought like 30 of those. I go home to put some on. And I put it on, and it's like the same underwear that like a European gigolo would wear, you know, like super snug, super tight, totally uncomfortable around my ball sack region. And then just like, you know, just like goes up my ass, and I'm just like, maybe he's put like European gigolo on there so I don't buy European gigolo fucking underwear. Because, like, I'm wearing them right now, and I feel super uncomfortable. Like, if any of my boys see me, I'm going to look like I'm just going to look like a complete D-bag. And, that's my beef.
My beef of the week is Father Pat. He was the Catholic priest at my junior high. Father Pat was a charming raconteur from Ireland with a cheeky accent. He'd be like, oh, hey, students, how's it going today? It's good to see the class. Oh, in your seat, JT. Sit down with your back up. And he'd give me a lot of advice on how to be a man. And he had funny eyebrows and funny hair. And the parents loved him. But he was a hard dude. Like, when I was in 7th grade, I was being loud in class, and he challenged me to an arm wrestling match. And I agreed. And when we grabbed hands, he shot up his fist and jabbed me under the jaw.
Oh, damn.
And I was like, dude, you just fucking hit me, like in front of the whole class. And the class was like, well, if he hits you, he's probably right because he's a priest and God's behind him. And I thought the same thing, but I was like, and then he was like, what? And he popped me on the shoulder with an open hand, like shoved me. He's like, what are you going to do about it? And then I was like, what? And then he went to grab me again. So I started scrapping with him, but I was a little kid. So we started wrestling. And he took me down to the ground and landed on top of me and kind of just bopped me open-handed in the head a few times. And then he got off me and he felt better about the whole sitch. He'd really put me in my place. And I just went back to my seat and my boys were like, dude. Everyone was just like, dude, Father Pat just beat the shit out of you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, it's pretty crazy. And like they thought he was a bad fighter because he was a priest. But he was a full-sized man. So, and I think he used to ride a bike to work. So he was in good shape. Yeah. So I wasn't that ashamed of losing to him in a fight. And he wasn't that ashamed of beating up a 7th grader. And it didn't really hurt our relationship. I felt closer to him because of it, because we had scrapped. And I'd like to tell you guys once again that we are brought to you by our sponsor, Douglas Lubricant. the best in the business for smooth boning. They have several fragrances, strawberry, original, anal, all available online. You guys got to check them out. They really do the best stuff. Chad uses it constantly, and I hear great things from him.
Yeah, Douglas Lubricant, I think, if you want to be a generic dude that doesn't think outside the box, go with KY. But if you want to be a guy who actually thinks things out and then, when people see the way you do things, they'll be like, wow, he's like kind of like a unique guy, go with Douglas. Because that just shows that you're thinking outside the lube box.
And then we're also sponsored by Helix Beer Bongs. Remember to value your valve. And it's a great product that will make you a hit at every party you go to.
Yeah, Helix Beer Bongs, thank you so much for just, I really want to meet your engineers because I've never felt such flow in a beer bong. And you guys just really know how to make it just charge right into my belly. So thank you.
Abuse of power. All right, let's get into the questions. First up, we've got Blake. I recently started dating this badass girl that I'm super into and happy with so far. She has a douche nozzle of an ex-boyfriend sending her foul and demeaning messages that are bumming her out, which are also draining my stoke tank. It's like I can feel his presence lingering and disrupting our progress with our relationship. What should I do to help her get past this dude who keeps bringing back negative feelings and memories? Huge fan, by the way. This podcast is a big part of what gets me amped to be productive and share my stoke with others. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, I think, dude, you gotta assert your dominance as like the new BF. Be like, look, dude, I don't appreciate the way you're treating this girl because I love her now. And so back up, dude. Stop sending messages. Get a life. Go bake an apple pie.
I would say the best revenge is to live happily. I would take her out constantly. I would show her fun times and experiences that she's never had before, and I would post them on social media so this guy will see that his negativity is being responded to with total ignorance. Like, you guys aren't even catching what he's throwing at you because you're too busy celebrating each other.
That's super smart. Go to Disneyland and show you both like enjoying a churro on the roller coaster. If I were that dude, I would be so hurt by that.
Right.
That I would just be like, all right, you win.
Exactly. What would devastate you more than seeing like a super cute photo of them in sync with each other on a fast ride?
Oh, dude.
You'd be like, this piece of shit motherfucker.
That's what I wanted to do.
I wanted to take her to Disneyland.
Yeah.
But I was too angry to ever have fun with her.
Yeah.
And now this piece of shit is comfortable enough with himself to really show her a good time.
Nice.
What up, Chad? What up, JT? I've seemed to reach an impasse in my life just before I graduate college. I'm studying marketing and have zero passion for it anymore. I do social media marketing for a nonprofit as an intern. Basically, I sit behind a small desk and go on Facebook. After a pretty gnarly ski trip to Alberta for spring break and a lot of Bud Diesel, I have discovered a deep passion for the sweet outdoors. I'm left with the thought of taking a year off to explore Mother Nature. Do I go Alexander Supertramp for a hot minute or stick out the internship? P.S. I got my squad to follow this podcast. I'm seeing some real improvement in Stoke. Keep raging. Daryl from North Dakota.
I think one of the most important things to do at your young adult life is find yourself so you go on the right path. You don't want to just like feel like forced by society to like wear a suit or, do spreadsheets or like watch West Wing. You want to find out who you are and just be like, you know what? That's what other people do. But I like to watch Entourage. So if you can afford it and you think it's the right move, I'd say totally do it.
Yeah, I think sometimes you got to get lost to find yourself. Like another quote I like, not all who wander are lost. Just make sure a year doesn't turn into 30. My name is Joe, and here's my situation. So last summer, the boys and I were at Myrtle Beach getting our bronze on and enjoying some cold beers. Our friend's dad drank with us the whole time and passed out in his son's bed that night. I went full stoke on my case of beer and blacked out. Apparently, during the blackout, I got out of bed, walked past the bathroom and into my friend's bed, and pissed all over my friend's dad and the bed and went back to sleep. My friend's father is not super happy about it, but I have no memory of it. What should be done to reconcile this wizard incident? Warmest regards. In the documentary Cave of Forgotten Dreams, where it's kind of chronicling the first known artwork for the human species, there's a guy who just is looking at the wall paintings, and then he's like native to the lands, and he just picks up a brush and starts painting. And one of the interviewers goes, "Why are you painting that?" He goes, "I'm not painting that. The spirit of art is painting that and using me as a vessel." And I think Picasso animated your body and painted his finest work on that dad's body that night.
Yeah. That dad, and plus it's sterile. It's not like you hurt him. You just made him wet.
Joey, compadres. So 4 buddies and I are all crushing hard on this chick. We all take turns talking about basically being with her and getting ours. Nut. But will this competition lead to a bro breakup? We're all pretty hot dudes, but this is kind of getting to be out of hand when everyone is trying to embarrass and expose each other when she's at the crib with her friend. Do I bounce or go aggro and establish dominance? Love the pod. People like loyalty. They don't like backstabbing, I gotta get mine, selfishness.
Yeah, like if they the other dude's like fighting it out, just like, oh, look how much he sucks, look how many he sucks, but you're like doing pull-ups the whole time, she's gonna be like, okay guys, I'm gonna go with him because he's strong and not involved in petty bullshit.
My name is Alex, and I've recently moved to Atlanta for a job and started dating new people, starting that new city trend since leaving college. I've been on a few dates with different women, but the most recent girl I met worked at Whole Foods and gave off that cute stoner chick vibe. That vibe is very cute, which I thought was super cool and interesting. When we first hung out, she met my friends and we hit it off well that night, which got me pretty stoked. She asked to leave and go get cookout, and after we hooked up in her car and banged outside my apartment complex where my friends were raging upstairs for St. Patty's Day. Before we went further than making out, I asked her, why is a girl like you single? Pretty simple question. I don't think it's that simple of a question. And she shrugged and said, I don't know. I believe that was it. The next day, she asked to hang out, still intrigued, and my mind blown from the sexual chemistry. I was down to meet up again. This time we went around downtown, checking out the art museum and exploring the streets. Eventually, I asked, how is she living in the city without her parents' support? Because she mentioned once being temporarily homeless in her car. That's when she dropped that she had a 3-year-old daughter unplanned in high school. She's almost 21, and I'm not trying to lead her on past these first 2 times we met up. She may be gorgeous and have a great personality, but I don't know how to shake this one. I'm not trying to be a sugar daddy because I'm covering my bills and trying to enjoy my early 20s to the fullest. Thinking this girl was pretty cool before finding out she is a mom killed my stoke. She definitely likes me and I don't know the next step. How do I break this off without being a total dick? Do you have any personal experience or know anybody that's basically got with an early 20s MILF without knowing it? Alex. Try not to judge her too much. And I think that's good advice for all people dating, is just try not to judge the people you're with.
Yeah, this could be an opportunity to, for an amazing relationship, and you're just hung up on this one thing right off the bat, but just give it time to sink in, and maybe it could be something that you never even thought possible.
Yeah. Tim, what's poppin', bros? First off, I just want to thank Chad for inspiring me to keep growing out my flow. It started off pretty whack, but now it's pretty killer. Also, JT's analogies keep my stoke at a healthy level, so thank you, bros, for that. I do have a tough internal conflict, though. I've been dating this chick for almost a year now. She's super chill and we have a great time together. But I'm about to be a senior in college, and I'm worried that maybe I'm tying myself down too early. My big issue is that her pops is a total tool and is a major drain of stoke. He's not necessarily mean. He's just condescending and narcissistic and needs to be top dog at everything and makes everything into a pissing contest. Any advice on how to deal with this dude? I'm super respectful and have all or most of my ducks in a row. I don't understand his beef. I just don't know how I feel about this dude being the potential grandfather to my future children. Help a bro out. Do I stick with this chick or do I cast my reel back into the water and see what else I can catch? Help a bro out.
This is sort of my technique with like anyone who's continually trying to flex on me. I sort of just laugh it off, because it just sort of makes them like, they're like, yeah, come on, like, eat this fucking habanero pepper, and you're like, haha, like, whatever, dude. And then they just eventually start to look like a fucking clown. So I would just, this seems like the kind of guy, if you like push back, he's gonna push harder.
So just don't play his game.
Yeah, just don't play his game. Just be like, I'm eating chips and dip. Like, go butt chug elsewhere.
Dude, I had a similar situation with a girlfriend where her dad was like a big alpha. My dad told me something valuable about it. I was like, yeah, but her dad doesn't like me. And my dad just said, JT, nobody's dad's going to fucking like you. And my brother was in the car and he's like, Dad, that's harsh. And I was like, no, I love it. Because then my dad just gave me permission in that moment to totally disconnect from what any of these people were thinking.
Yeah.
Like if you're on your own boss path and you know what you're doing is right, then who gives a fuck about what these assholes have in their head?
Yeah.
They're focusing on you and you're focusing on something bigger, so they can lick my butt.
Yeah. Good call.
Harry, what up, Stoke Council? Love the pod, Insta. Big fan. Pray you manage to maintain your stoke and bronze through these turbulent times. It is raining. Backstory. My boys and I are from the UK, and I go to uni in the Czech Republic. A few months ago, my closest female uni friend, Fanny, got super stressed out due to all our exams. I recognized the signs early, so I called my best bro back in the UK and arranged for him to fly out and dick her down. She later found out that I had organized the whole play and thanked me for showing support. Then she said she was reasonably satisfied with my boy's efforts. This kind of lowered my stoke as I believe in his capabilities and thought he would have done a better job. This is all relevant because recently Fanny showed me a pic of her sister and dropped the intel that she will be in town for a few weeks. Her sis is the definition of fire, the typical image of a smoking hot Swedish chick, blonde, blue, and bronzed. I'm nuts out stoked and truly elated at the thought of raging then hooking up with her sister. Sister slaying is normally very taboo among close friends, and so my question is, how can I incept a quid pro quo situation in Fanny's mind without coming off nefarious or duplicitous? Apologies for the long email. Help me, bro, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
I would love to get a call from a bro. He's like, look, my friend, she's feeling blue. I need you to slang your dong. But just talk to her before. Just be like, look, I'm gonna try and pork your sister. Just let her know. All right, guys, that is it for the 11th episode of the Going Deep with Chad and JT podcast. Thank you guys so much for listening, for writing in, for just being amazing fucking dudes and chicks. Just an amazing squad. Keep writing in questions. I'm sorry if we don't get your tiers. We're trying to get to all of them, so just know that. And then submit the questions through our website. Just I think make sure when you submit the questions, go to the podcast tab, because that is where the podcast email is. Sometimes the questions get sent to the other email and I don't see them. So yeah, the email is chatgoesdeeppodcast@gmail.com. So submit your questions through that email. And then check out our Patreon. Patreon.com/chatgoesdeep. We have bonus content in there. We have a whole new episode, and we put in more videos and all that kind of stuff. So check that out. Thank you guys. Much love. JT, you want to say anything?
11 weeks flew by. I'm having the time of my life chatting with you guys.
Yeah, this has been amazing. Thank you guys so much.
What's with you?